Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Fanged Reacts. I am the Fanged One, with you as always, and I do want to thank each and every one of you for choosing to join us again for the next episode in our Sons of Anarchy rewatch. We are on episode 3, Funtown. Now, this is an episode I remember, guys. This is an episode I remember vividly. There are some of the smaller stuff that I'm not gonna, have clear in my memory, but you'll see why I remember this as we get to watch it. So let me just go ahead and say this from the gate. I will say it again when the actual episode begins. This episode comes with a disclaimer, straight up. Trigger warning, this episode contains SA. I want to say it's like the first of 3 episodes that deal with this. The first of 3 episodes that show the event. There's a bunch that deal with the fallout, but this is the first of the episodes that actually deals with the event itself. So, if you are sensitive to that kind of topic, feel free to skip this episode. Do not feel like you have to watch this episode, even if you're a fan of the channel. Like, let's say that a year from now, you find us through, some other reaction, and you go back and you see, oh, look, he's got a Sons watch through. And so you watch through it with me, and when you get to this, do not feel obligated to sit through this episode. I do not want your mental well-being to be put in harm's way because of wanting to show loyalty or you want to be here with us. Like, no, that's not worth it. So, if you are still here, and for those of you who are here, the last episode saw a bit of the fallout from episode 1. We saw the Mayans and Nord's kind of connection. We got to see Alvarez for, I don't want to say the first time, but we got to see him in a more prolonged scene for the first time in the last episode, and that's always a plus. You guys, for those of you who have watched my Mayans playthrough, so used to the gaming channel. For those of you who are with us through the Mayans series, you know how fond I am of Emilio Rivera and his skills as an actor. So being able to see him is always a plus. Not a lot happened other than that in that episode. So, not that I can remember anyway. We got to see a bit more of Donna and her kind of butting heads with Gemma and that whole My Martha Stewart's wearing real thin that Gemma dropped on her, which just goes to show you, like I said in the first episode, the whole June Cleaver, and thank you to one of my viewers who actually reminded me of her name. But the whole June Cleaver thing that Gemma is able to kind of kick into is very, very interesting. On a rewatch, knowing what I know and knowing the character like I do, being able to watch the early Gemma and this whole June Carter thing that she's got going on, or June Cleaver, not Carter. Sorry, that was Johnny Cash's wife. This whole June Cleaver thing that she's got going on is very interesting to say the least. So, I can't think of anything else we have, guys, for preview stuff for Sons. So, let's go ahead and jump into Sons of Anarchy, Season 1, Episode 3, Funhouse. You guys ready? Let's do this. All right, guys. Once again, as I promised earlier in the opening, this episode comes with a significant SA trigger warning. If you are susceptible to those kinds of things or sensitive to those kinds of things, please, viewer discretion is advised. Let's just say that. All right, here we go. MA, Language and Violence. We got our boys on a roller coaster. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Got our boys on a roller coaster. Jesus Christ, Gemma.
This time it'll be mine.
I already got a picture of that. This time it'll be my hand. Okay, come on then.
You bet. Hey, Clay. How you doing, Elliot? Okay, Clay.
I'm gonna go to the spin run again.
Tristan, you've been on it 4 times already.
I know.
Hey, here.
That's not necessary.
That's all right. They kicked me off because I was screaming.
Jackson is such a good guy.
Thanks.
Got it.
That is uncomfortableness at its height right there.
Man, you'd think with all that money, you could pay someone to remove those sticks shoved up their asses.
Maybe he's just a little.
With all that money, you'd think they'd be able to pay someone to remove those sticks from up their asses. Yeah. So that is a problem that a lot of people with money have. And I notice it in the town I live in as well. We have a specific factory here in town that pays significantly more than everywhere else. We also have a railroad kind of office almost where they do a lot of the railroad work kind of stems out of. For I want to say it's within like a 3-state radius of here. And the people who work for the railroad and the people who work for this big factory earn significantly more than everyone else. We're talking if the average wage here is, $18 or $19 an hour, they're making like 50. So it's double or more, almost triple the amount of wages of everyone else. And you'll know these people. There's you know what? I don't give a shit if somebody is local and sees this. There's one particular guy in my area. He makes so much money. He drives this big lifted Jeep that's completely wrapped with this obnoxious eyesore of a decal all the way around it. Like skulls, flames. Like this is the most hideous thing I've ever seen. And it is the brightest white I have ever laid eyes on. And this dude has not one set on the front, but 3 sets of lights on the front, and not one light bar, but 3 light bars on top, and then a light bar down the side. Like, this thing is like watching the sun come up when he's driving. And this dude will get off on driving behind people and pulling into, like, parking lots to where he's above them, to where the lights are right through the windshield, and he'll leave his lights on when he goes into a store. And he doesn't care if he gets ticketed. He doesn't care about any of that because he has the money to pay for it. Like, he thinks he's better than literally everybody else. And what is it about having money that makes people act this way? I've seen it as well with a bunch of content creators that their channels take off. They get to be, they get to be 700, 800, 900,000, a million subscribers. And they just become the douchiest, I don't understand. I don't understand. Is it just that money brings out all of your worst qualities? Like you don't have to hide them anymore? Is that what it is? That's all I could think of. That was like a 2-minute rant, by the way.
I don't know, some of his country club cronies gonna see him talking to the outlaw.
Come on. I need to talk to the outlaw.
Ooh. Bosun Petroleum.
Your daddy throws like your mommy.
Jesus Christ.
Games? Come on, try it again, Hotshot. Oh, come on.
Your daddy throws like your mommy.
So be convinced you're a loser.
Know every you guys?
I'll recognize him.
What's the matter, tough guy? Can't put a little ball in the tight hole? But all your leather-wearing butt buddies say the same thing. That's a bozo.
No. That's a bozo no. And see, like, you would think that would be, like, a bad thing, but they wouldn't do that kind of shit had you not ran up with the fucking mouth.
I can barely see it.
I forgot about that fucking line. I can barely see it. What is it with wives having to roast their husbands like that? Like, I can't tell you the number of times that my wife has roasted me just because it's Tuesday. Just because it's freaking Tuesday.
Give me that.
Give me that. Shut up.
The Irish are coming.
Go find the others.
Okay.
This man just jogged up and was like, fuck, I gotta keep jogging away now.
Finish you off later.
Yeah, I heard that before. Give me some more quarters. I'm going back in the booth.
Like, use recorders. I'm going back in the booth.
Think the prospect's deep enough?
No.
May only have one nut, but it's a big one. I trust him.
He may only have one nut, but it's a big one.
Come on over here, learn a thing.
Come on over here. Learn a thing.
Hurry up. Hurry up. Don't get hit.
And I love how Tiggs is just talking shit just to talk shit. Hurry up. Don't get hit by the truck.
Don't screw this up, Sag.
6 tools and AKs. Fresh from the Kremlin.
6.2s and AKs, straight from the Kremlin.
Got all the parts. Couple of samples.
So for the weapons, would they have to weigh a barrel full of oil and then basically fill it with weapons to the same weight for all these barrels? Because if you had let's say a barrel of oil were to weigh 60 pounds, as an example, and you filled the barrel with 15 pounds of weapon parts, and they were to weigh that, wouldn't that immediately give away that it's not oil? Like, right?
Holy shite. What does that do to your business?
We just bought 9 acres on the edge of Amador County. We start rebuilding and be up and running in 2-3 months.
So that means you go 3 months without buying the weapons from us? Sam.
Yeah?
Make the adjustment, right? I mean, it's part of business.
This isn't a business for us, brother. The guns we sell fuel the cause. Without it, we lose ground.
We support the cause, McKeevy.
3 weeks would cripple us. 3 months, we can't wait for that.
The hell are you saying?
See, that right there is the biggest pile of shit in these first 3 episodes. Like, if I'm Clay, I'm not taking this. I've been buying weapons from this group since before Jax's dad died. Because you remember in the early couple of episodes, it mentioned, like, did he want to get into the guns? And that kind of hints that it was happening right around that same time when JT was still alive. So this is, I want to say JT died when Jax was 4 or 5. So it's been 15 years that he's been buying weapons from this group. And 15 years doesn't buy you 3 months, a 3-month window. Like, you're not leaving here in one piece. Period. You're just not.
I'm saying if you can't find us the cash in that downtime, we're gonna have to find a new buyer.
I've been buying guns from you for over a decade, Michael.
Yeah, see, over a decade.
I stayed with you because of our friendship.
You stayed with me because the other car was sold out. Your warehouse burning down is a casualty of commerce. You lose our guns, that's a casualty of war.
Okay, I guess I can see that. If they don't have the money to keep buying more weapons from their suppliers, they can't arm their people. Like, I guess I can see that.
Jesus, well, she must be here.
No, we looked everywhere.
She's not on any of the rides.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Tristan.
McKeevy's going.
That makes me mad on just so many levels. Just so many levels. Jesus Christ.
Only one is usual per month order and a month's insurance.
I can't.
How much time do we have?
Well, he's going up north tomorrow. Don't know for how long, but when he gets back, he wants cash before he goes to Dunglow.
Tell the Shamrock I'll give him his money.
So they've got days. Days, if that.
Who he's meeting with.
Asshole busted her in the jaw and threw her down in the dirt. Raped her. She's 13 years old.
13 years old.
What did the cops say?
I am not one to condone So I need to get creative about how I say certain things. Anybody who does this to a girl, it doesn't matter how old she is. The younger they are, the more you deserve what I'm about to say. But Fast and the Furious franchise, second movie, club scene. Do not talk about it down. Don't do that. But if you want to know what I'm talking about and what people like this deserve, Fast and Furious 2, club scene. Yeah.
Report Hale's out looking. I want you to find him. You bring him to me first. Pay anything you want. Oswald's been in this town a lot longer than Sam Crow.
Yep. Ooh, nice quote. We've been here a lot longer than you. I know what you are.
Nobody comes into my town and does this to an innocent girl. When I deliver him to you, I'm gonna need to know that justice will be served.
Wouldn't even be a question. Yes. With my own. Yeah. But what about the prison sentence? I don't fucking care.
We got a $200K deficit hanging over our heads. Do we really want to be out there playing some pro bono Lone Ranger? Guy raped a
Dude, sit down and shut the fuck up. Forgot about this part. I forgot about the scene. Tig, sit down and shut the fuck up.
13-year-old.
Thank you, Jax.
I get it. I just don't like putting my ass on the line for some outsider. Clay, Oswald doesn't give a shit about Sam Crow.
It's not about that.
Cops. They come to us.
That's right. Nice.
And that means something to me. Everybody wants to pass on this.
We're in. No way.
I'm in.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm in.
Everybody. Yeah, even Tig's like, I'm in. I just needed to basically.
Marion Inc. Not sure if they're Darby's guys.
We're making wizards right on the Lodi border. Always got a meth shack a couple of miles from there.
Rape is retaliation.
Oh, yes. Nord Wheelhouse.
Which Nords get hard for underage pussy?
Got it.
Bobby now go after Darby.
Hi, Leo. I'm kind of in the middle of something.
Yeah, like, why am I here?
Terrible thing.
What is this about?
We're pretty sure Elliot's been talking to Clay Morrow.
Uh-huh.
We're looking for some vigilante justice.
Sam Crow is looking for the rapist.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We may have a problem.
Oswald's very close to selling us and our investors 2 land parcels off of County 17.
You need to make sure you find this guy first. Due process of the law. We all want the same things.
You know, that brings up a really good point about this show that I can finally talk about that I never had the chance to talk about before. So one of the major tenets of Sam Crow's kind of personal philosophy is that we need to keep this community for this community. Because more often than not, what will happen is you'll have investor groups like this come in, buy up land, demolish it, and build houses that cost more than anyone in that town can afford to buy. So you basically bring in outsiders to buy these expensive homes and force out the people that built the town, basically. It's corporate greed compounded in upon itself at the expense of literally anybody who's not earning, $700,000 a year. And it keeps out companies like Walmart, Starbucks. It keeps out big corporate developers like this. It keeps out, condo developments of condos that cost $1 million to buy, as opposed to a community of houses that might cost 75 grand. They could build these condos and sell them for 75 to 100 grand. They choose not to because it's all that matters to them in the long run. And that is the one thing about Sam Crow that I 100% agree with. There is nothing in our world that is more toxic and dangerous than capitalism greed. Bear in mind, this is not saying capitalism is dangerous. Let me repeat that. Capitalism is not dangerous. That is not what I'm saying. I said capitalistic greed is dangerous. And that's not being shown any clearer than where we live now and the current world that we live in. Everybody wants to blame inflation for the price of like eggs and bread, and they want to blame Biden, or they want to blame Trump, or they want to blame the Republicans or the Democrats, when in actuality the reason that we are in this current situation that we're in right now is because every step of that building process to make that loaf of bread and bag that loaf of bread has spent the last 40 years, since Reagan, has spent the last 40 years adding 5% every year to the cost of the item, what they get in profit from it. The plastic for the bags, the plastic for the ties, the actual bags themselves, the ties themselves, the ingredients for the bread, the makers of the equipment that need the dough, the bread itself. Each one of those wants to make 5% more than it did last year. And each step of that will pass it on to the step above. So each step is paying 5% more, which increases the price by 5%. Or bear in mind, the percentage is a lot smaller than that. I'm using 5% as an example. The percentage is actually closer to about like 0.5%. It's something like 0.6% or something is the actual percentage. But it goes up by 0.6%, and then they add their 0.6% to that. So basically, by the end of this run of making this loaf of bread, every year that loaf of bread will cost about 0.5% more. Not because of inflation, not because of any kind of governmental oversight or governmental decisions, but because each level of making that loaf of bread wanted to make more than it made the year before. And then next year they'll do it again, next year they'll do it again, next year they'll do it again. Why does bread cost $2 a loaf right now when 20 years ago it cost $1? Because every year, every step of making that loaf of bread has been increasing the price for their shit, for their part of it. And then by the time it gets to a grocery store, that's where you're seeing the price increase. It has nothing to do with inflation. It has nothing to do with Biden or Trump or any other governmental agency. It has to do with nothing more than each step of that loaf of bread being created, manufactured, bagged, shipped, and sold, wanting to make more than the year before. That is called capitalistic greed. It's not enough to make $1 billion. I have to make $1 billion and one. And then next year, it's not enough to make $1 billion and one. I have to make $1 billion and two. The next year, $1 billion two isn't enough. I have to make $1 billion three. This is why everything is getting so expensive. And it's where a specific phrase comes from, and I'm sorry that this rant is going for so long, but it opened the floodgate for something that I've been thinking a lot about over the last couple of years. But there's a phrase that we are very quickly going to be seeing coming to fruition in our American society right now. And that phrase is, you can't get blood from a stone. They have been squeezing each product so much that there's literally no more profit to make from this. No more. They can't cut the corners anymore. They can't raise the price anymore. They can't shorten the amount of the packaging that's in it. This is the problem. And it's people like this. You are told that it is the drug addicts, that it is, you know, the people, the lazy people that don't want to work. These are the bad guys. And it's about time that we as a society woke up and saw it. And hey, maybe that 6-minute rant I just went on opened somebody's eyes.
Son, charming to grow and prosper.
No.
I think you two are leaning a little heavier on the prosper angle.
Truth. See, he gets it.
I need to talk to all your guys that were the carnival last night. If they're not here, get them here now. Following logic.
Wasn't it just last week 4 Oakland cops were busted for prostitution and rape?
Truth.
Where your dick was last night.
Don't say in your mama.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's another one. Logic says I should ask where yours was last night. And don't say in your mama.
We can do it here, at the station house, wherever you want to do it. And don't say in your mama.
See, sorry, Hale, but their version made sense because Clay's married to his mother. Poor Wendy. You can tell she's still like really uneasy without the drugs by the hand movements.
When you're feeling stronger, I'll take you to see your son.
Jack's been around.
Drea De Matteo. She's so pretty.
They said you had a friend smuggling that syringe of meth. What?
The 2 women who loved Jackson Teller.
The 2 women who love Jackson Teller.
Spectrum.
We're not that different.
Truth. No, you're very different, Tara.
So do I. And you're not suicidal. Pretty good idea who might have delivered it.
Don't go down that road.
She the one who injected you?
No. I stared at that 5 mil and then I pumped it into my favorite vein. End of story.
Why?
God, if you don't know why, then you and me
Guilt.
are nothing alike.
It's not just about the drugs, Wendy. It's also the guilt.
Hello?
I'm glad I'm not sick. You're a tough doctor to track down.
You okay?
What? Yeah, just work.
How's one girl?
No, you're lying.
We went to get ice cream.
The guy working the ride said that she waited for a few minutes and then she went to the arcade. Any reason why she would go there? The smallest detail can help.
We don't know anything.
Sorry.
I can't imagine what you're going through. But anger clouds judgment, things that we can never take back. The only thing I can never take back is what happened to that little girl.
Bingo. 100% accurate. No matter what ends up happening to the dude who did this, I could fucking live with it.
Yo, I gotta head back to TM. Chalmy PD's grilling everyone who's at the carnival.
Follow him on what?
Bitch, on that little mini bike, really? Goddamn prospect hazing, man.
These assholes are taking another coffee break.
Total jerk off. Hell must know we're looking for the guy. We're gonna be here all day.
Mm-hmm.
Coming for refills.
Oh, god damn it. You better hide that coffee when you're done.
Jackson.
No, thank you.
Fucking offered it to Jax. Jax is like, no, I'm good, thank you.
Sometimes he gets lost.
That was quick.
Get to the last drop.
Jesus Christ. You better get rid of that pot. Like, destroy the pot in general, because... Oh, that's the charge. Well, then again, they have Unser in their pocket, but...
See this girl last night? Because we're asking you.
Because we're asking you, Uncle Binky.
Points to an outsider.
And there's not much more outsiders than you Muppets.
I forgot about that. And there's not much more outside than you Muppets.
Hey, you can go that way if you want, right? What? All my guys were here powering down rides, chaining up booths. Security guards, your town hired tell you the same thing.
Hello, Gemma.
Wendy's at a detox.
Gemma's like, and?
She just wanted to bring her flowers or something.
We got no sign of Darby.
Looked at the cook shacks, his house, the dog. Looked all over for that guy.
Maybe he's gone underground.
3 of Darby's guys have done time for sex crimes. It's got a P.O. box and Pope.
We saw this guy at the carnival yesterday.
Yeah. I'm in the middle of it, baby.
Still looking for Darby?
Yeah, what?
He's out in the hospital, hidden up to the south wing.
Thank you.
Got it. Hey, put these in my box. What are they? What are they? They're vitamins. Vitamins.
They're vitamins. Juice. Don't. What kind of moron takes a bag of unmarked drugs and just puts them in his mouth? You don't know if that's coke, crank, heroin, meth. Like, you don't know what the fuck that is. How many drugs are you doing on a regular, Juice? Fuck.
I'll give you 2.
I'll give you 2.
Jesus Christ. My one peaceful moment of the day.
I'm not asking you to compromise. Just tell us what you know.
Got nothing. Karen won't let anyone near her. Guess I don't blame her. Probably do the same.
I mean, would you? Yeah. I was going to say, would you?
You guys cannot screw me on this. I don't catch this rapist. I'm the one under the microscope.
Don't worry, Chief. We'll catch him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like, that, he realizes that's not good for anybody.
Shit.
How you doing, Ernie?
How's a beautiful queen of bikers?
Holding it together.
4 packs a day, finally caught up to mom. Stage 4 lung cancer.
And Gemma looks at the cigarette like, God damn. Okay, well, hold up.
You look real good, Gemma.
Interesting new accessory. Jewish doctors keeping your mother alive must love it.
That's right, you got a little Jew in you, don't you?
On the angry Russian side.
On the angry Russian side.
Nice talking to you, Ernie. Gotta catch my train back to Auschwitz.
If you do not know what that meant, do not look it up. Or actually, do look it up. Educate yourself.
Yes, she is. My guys, some of you have been looking for me. Think we had something to do with that kid getting raped last night? When I decided to piss on Charmy, it ain't gonna be on a little girl.
We know about your hookup with the Mayans.
Oh, well, I'm just trying to learn how to get along with my brothers of color, opening my mind to bigger possibilities.
Well, don't think too big. Small mind suits you.
Oh, good insult.
All my guys were with me. What about Johnny Yates? He pissed off Whistler one night, shattered Johnny's nose, didn't see him again. You do remember Whistler? Face of the earth. It's funny how easy that can happen.
Why don't you and me straighten out our business?
The subtle but obvious threats if you know the world. You remember Whistler, right? Showing that he knows Clay killed him. Oh, yeah. Haven't seen that guy around in a while. Where's he been? Tig basically admitting that they killed him. Darby, in return, yeah. It's easy how it's funny how easy that can happen, isn't it? So basically that was, I know you killed Whistler. Yeah, we did. I did it myself. It's amazing how easy it was. Followed up with or finished up with the, yeah, and don't think that can't happen to you. All of that was said in that exchange right there. That is amazing writing.
Another time. Right now,
I need an address on Yates. He's got a half a dozen sex crimes on his rap sheet. Now, if he raped that girl, the quicker I find him, the quicker the eyes are off both of us.
Good logic, and as if right on cue.
They raised fighting dogs up in Pope. He used to stay with her. I think she remarried. Last name was Chester.
This goddamn poor. Shows you who was the mastermind behind the little mini bike. It was Tig. He was taking more. He was in the middle. How much of the shit did he take?
Looks like a full house.
Take down the ones with the cages. We'll get the lookouts.
Let's go.
No clips.
No clips.
Or mags. No magazines. Yeah, I don't. You can't just. You can use them as a club, I guess. Jax just knocked that man clean unconscious by driving his head into the floor of the porch. This is a dangerous man. They're in a fucking Bible study. They're in a fucking Bible study. Mother Mary, full of... Oh, fuck! Bang. Tig just said bang.
I haven't acted out sexually in over 3 years. I mean, all these men will vouch for me. I'm a saved man.
I guess we got some bad information. Sorry.
Not too late for you, men. He can deliver you from all your transgressions.
Well, I appreciate your zeal, Padre, but my transgressions, all I got left.
Truth. My transgressions are all I have left.
I need something, anything, to help catch this guy.
I know Karen needs to sign some insurance forms. I'll try to get an admin to keep her busy for a while. If I had a restraining order against someone in another city, would it still be valid if I went someplace else?
That all depends. Every state's a little different.
There was this guy I dated. During my internship in Chicago, things got weird. He got a little...
Intense. He got a little intense.
How long ago did you get the RO?
About 6 or 7 months ago.
I'll make some general calls.
Yeah, she's definitely worried. Like, she is 100% worried.
What the hell are you doing here?
It's a little late for the panic button.
It's a little late for the panic button.
That's smart. No one would believe you anyhow. You're the one who took the coward's way out. Couldn't even do that right.
We all can't be rocks, like...
That is the most blatant gaslighting I have ever heard.
I don't know how you do it.
What's that?
Keep all the lies straight. Your conscience must be locked up real tight.
Nothing gets in the way of me taking care of my family. Especially my conscience.
Then yeah, she's right. She said it's locked up tight.
Need something, sweetie?
Just some water for these flowers.
She holds the key.
I did not give you permission to question my daughter. I am not gonna let you people traumatize her again.
Fucking juice.
I want something very special.
I want something very special.
Ride like the wind, his wheels go round.
I didn't think when a kid was in the NICU like that, I didn't think they allowed you inside the room.
But you guys were on the hunt.
At a dead end.
The junkie's awake.
Don't call her that. You think he can really hear you?
Yeah.
You need to just talk to your daughter again.
Tristan doesn't remember anything after she got off the ride.
I mean, we need something. Guy of a car, was he black, was he white? And
She's still in shock.
Tristan's our only shot at finding this asshole. You want our help?
And the
I'll talk to Karen.
showing that scene with that particular shot is such a good choice that Sutter made through cinematography, because it shows you without showing you that Gemma is keying on everything they're talking about. She's no longer reading. You don't see the book in her hand. You don't see her turned toward the NICU unit. You see just the back of her head pointed at the window and them. She's keyed on everything they're talking about.
You'll find him.
Mm-hmm. That is a very angry father right there. Yeah, see?
My sweetie. You feeling any better?
This girl, like, so just traumatized.
It's okay, honey. Your mom and I are old friends.
You saw him at the, yeah, you saw her at the carnival.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
He told you?
It's gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Had a little conversation with Tristan.
Go and talk to her mom.
I told her I knew about the secret. She seemed relieved. She remembers everything, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm. Every bit.
I see press. Just want to sweep it under the rug.
Don't you judge me.
But I know something about burying the truth. And it is a burden that you never...
Yes, she does.
Tristan has to know that...
Not once. Mm-hmm.
Make her hide it. It'll come back and shit on every relationship she ever has. That rich, happy life.
It's true. It's 100% true. And the saddest part is, in a lot of cases like this, the parents don't care. Them not dealing with, like, the publicity and the shame is more important than their kid's future. They don't care how bad keeping this secret is going to traumatize the child. They don't care. Because at the end of the day, what really matters to these parents is them.
They arrest this guy. Everyone puts a face to the crime.
The mom looks so scared and ashamed.
And for the rest of her life, it's not going to be Tristan. She's going to be the girl who was raped at Funtown.
In her head, she'll always be the girl who was raped at Funtown.
I need to make sure that I find a way to edit that so that whole scene stays together or close to it. Because that may be the most powerful, however long that was, of any media form I have ever heard. When I told you at the beginning of this episode that I remember this specific episode so much that I knew, like, that the essay was in this, like, the reference was in this episode, that speech was why. I don't want my daughter to become just the girl who was assaulted at Funtown. She won't be her anymore. That's all she'll be. And the other person looking at that mother in her eyes and saying, honey, in her mind, she's always just going to be the girl that was assaulted at Funtown. no matter what you do, no matter how much therapy you give her, no matter how much time you give her to deal with that, that is a wound that she will have to carry for the rest of her life. And that is why Fast and the Furious club scene, in my opinion. You have no problem doing that to a little girl. And I'm going to do something right now that I have not seen a lot of reactors do. A lot of YouTube channels and reactors tend to walk on eggshells, not try to insult anybody. Those of you who have watched the Mayan series through now, the Sons up until this point, the All of Us Are Dead, have probably learned that will never be me. I do not care if I'm releasing videos for 5 people because I've lost 500 million subscribers because of what I've said. As long as I said what needs to be said. And here it is. I am going to look directly into this camera. If you have ever done this to a girl, to a little girl, big girl, whatever, maybe nobody knows about it and you got away with it and you're sitting in your room right now. If you've ever done this, I hope you burn in hell. You are a complete waste of human skin. And I hope this world, I hope you scream so loud this whole world can hear you. 100% might get my channel shut down for saying that, but you know what? I don't care.
Only thing worse than everyone knowing is no one knowing.
Yep. The only thing worse than everyone knowing is no one knowing. And now shit's about to get real.
Carney guys raped Tristan. Fat guy, dressed like a clown.
Jesus. Thanks, Mom.
That look from Jax to Hale, Hale knows.
God damn it.
Sam Crow's going for battle. They've got a quarry.
You guys are harboring a fugitive. What are you gonna do about it?
Citizens arrest.
Oh, right in the throat. Bobby, Chibs, find him. Ah, why you gotta Tyson the man, Tig? Fuck. Jax ain't letting that shit go. You were protecting here. You were protecting him. You need to suffer. Sooner or later, I'm gonna have one of those like boom mics right here, so I'm not wearing this.
And here.
Oh, we fell down.
Find him.
There, y'all are never gonna find him.
Here's the scum.
This is not going to end well for this man.
Raped your little girl.
Yeah, don't shake your head now, dude.
She used to cut the balls off of both.
Yep.
He deserves every second of the pain.
You can actually see Oswald's conscience kick in real time. If you go back and you watch that again, you can see how he walks up to him, teeth bared, shoulders very... Upper back muscles are really loose. His lower back muscles are really loose, and the like the middle back, right around the rib cage, is like locked into like a spasm, to where he's like this, teeth bared. And then as the guy is screaming and they're holding him, you can see his shoulders go from this to just kind of relax a bit as his back kind of loosens. And you can see the grimace leave his mouth as his teeth stop being bared. You can see in real time his conscience activate. See it? He tries to go through with it anyway. Like, he tries to push through that voice in his head that says you can't do this, and tries to reach down, and still, like, you can see his arm kind of shake a little bit as he begins to, his body begins to basically betray what he's trying to do.
What do you want to do here, Elliot?
We had a deal, goes back in to do it again, and just And the guy, you can hear the screams of the dude go from that high-pitched panic, fuck, to kind of mumbled and garbled and, okay, what's going on here, to almost mewling. That would actually have the reverse effect on someone like me. Because the high-pitched screaming wouldn't do anything to me. I don't give a shit. You're not worth the panic. The calming down, okay, like, that might allow me to start thinking a little clearer. But as you get to that mewling stage, and you get to that stage, where it's very soft, very whimpery, right? All I'm going to think is this is the sounds my daughter was making. And I'm snapping right back. Right back to that back hunched, teeth set, like that quick.
Sorry.
Can you hear what I'm talking about in his voice? Can you hear it? The mewling, the way it's become almost like a feminine whimper. Like, that would immediately snap me back into homicidal rage. And Clay, like, not Clay putting the gloves on.
Hold him still.
Dude realizes immediately, and there's probably going to be a lot of cuts in this part, because this is a really bad scene for YouTube. But the way the dude immediately kicks back into that high pitched scream again, because he realizes almost at that exact moment that not only is he still in danger, but the danger is more now than it was before.
Let him bleed out.
Yeah, just let him bleed out.
Bury him in the woods.
Half sack, shit, fuck, shit.
Mark the grave. Pick those up and gift wrap them. Make sure you don't touch it. It's got Oswald's prints all over it.
The hell we do.
Taking out some real estate insurance.
Yeah, you're securing a real estate property.
Whether Oswald had nerve or not, this whole hunt was about blackmail.
Well, actually, the leverage was just a fortunate byproduct of my community spirit.
I don't buy that for a second. I don't buy that for a hot second.
To protect this club, then I gotta know where you're taking us. Otherwise, there's no trust.
If Oswald's land goes commercial, that means housing developments. Population rises, brings more cops. Charming goes Disney.
Charming goes Disney.
Gets squeezed out by the most dangerous gang of all.
that goes back to my like 6-minute rant from earlier in the episode, because that is 100% legit. Charming goes Disney, and Sam Crow gets pushed out by the most dangerous gang of all time, Old White Money. I don't care where your stance is on any of this. I don't care what your stance is on, white privilege. I don't care what your stance is on racism. Like, I don't give a shit. But Old White Money is the one thing everybody should agree with, because we're not talking about like people like Trump, okay? Because Trump's dad, I want to say his dad was the first person to have actual money. Like, I'm talking about people like the Rockefellers that are still here to this day. Like, I'm talking about people that have had the equivalent to modern day hundreds of millions of dollars. Before, it was a couple of million, probably. It may have been like close to like 60 or 70 million in like the 20s. But it's the equivalent to a modern day hundreds of millions of dollars. And these families have basically been the same families since the beginning of this country. These are the same families that have been in the upper echelon for hundreds of years. And they are by far the most dangerous gang on this planet, because they have been eliminating their rivals with impunity for hundreds of years. If you don't believe me, dude, look it up. Look up what a lot of these old white money families did to the union leaders when the unions first started being a thing in the 50s. Like, look at the whole Rockefeller baby thing, and what a lot of people think happened to that kid. Like, it's insane if you begin to unwrap Old White Money. It's nuts. And on some level, Jax has to get it.
When we take action to avenge the ones we love, personal justice collides with social and divine justice. We become judge.
Mm-hmm.
With that choice comes...
Which we just saw.
Some men cave under that.
Yep.
Abuse the momentum.
Yes, they do.
True outlaw finds the balance between
yes,
the
they
passion
do.
in his heart and the reason in his mind. His solution is always an equal mix of might and right.
The solution is always an equal mix of might and right. God, that is a powerful sentiment.
Here's all that stuff you requested, Agent Cohn.
Thanks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you hurting yourself, Wendy. Not over this. What happened to Abel's not your fault.
Oh, yeah, I'm powerless.
Oh, yeah, I'm powerless. That bullshit excuse is even getting old to me.
When you got pregnant, I hated you. Hated that you gave him a name. So I bailed.
It takes a big man to admit that.
He's so small.
Such a good actress.
I'm sorry, little boy. I'm so sorry. Now what?
He stays in the toaster till he can throw a punch. Ship your ass off to rehab.
Thank you, Jax. Thank you.
You know, I would not want somebody who's coming off of the drugs that she's coming off of standing up in a NICU, because if she trips and falls, she's going to knock that shit.
Wake up.
I forgot about the ending of this episode. Look, I understand there are some things that are not PC in today's world. That's funny as shit.
Get out of here, or I slap indecent exposure on you.
Can you? Like, honestly, I'm wondering, can you? Because technically speaking, he's not indecent exposuring anybody. Like, he's... The only thing that you can indecent is the, right? And that's covered. It's no different than wearing a pair of shorts.
Sorry, Chief. I'm late for my 8 o'clock feeding.
I'm late for my 8 o'clock feeding. Uh-huh. Oh, they stapled it. And you just litter right in front of Hale. Just drop the shit right in front of Hale. And it's in a testicle-shaped bag, no less.
Officer! Agent Cohn, ATF, Chicago 3 Division. Been working an interstate weapons case. Outlaw crew in your town may be involved.
The smile.
Welcome to Charming.
Welcome to Charming. You won't be so welcoming when you actually find out why he's here. All right, guys. Let's talk about it. So, right off the bat, the first thing that I'm wondering is how bad is, like, what he did to Tara when they were in Chicago. Because it's really difficult to get a restraining order in general. Like, for every one restraining order that is given, there are dozens that get denied. Because you're basically asking a judge to restrict the freedom of movement of another American citizen because they're dangerous. You have to prove they're dangerous. Now, it is even harder to get a restraining order against a member of law enforcement. Even if that member of law enforcement is your husband who puts you in the hospital with, 2 fractured eye sockets. You're still probably not going to get that restraining order because of the good old boys club, back to blue, and the fact that they're all friends. Now, with that said, it is even harder than that to get a restraining order against a federal agent. I have heard stories of federal agents literally shooting their spouse and their spouse being denied a protection order. Look it up. Dead serious. Go to Google and type in federal agent shoots spouse denied protective order. And you're going to find like 3 or 4 different examples of this. It is very, very difficult for a federal agent to do something to grant another person a RO. With that said, Tara has one. What in the fuck did Cohn do to her that we don't know about? Okay, so this was the episode that turned the corner for me, for Sons, when I first watched it. It was, the first 2 episodes were very good, and they gave me a lot of hope for where this show would go. This is the one that hooked me. This is the episode that hooked me for sure. The next one, I believe the next one is Patchover? Hold on, I'm clicking next to see. So it's this 3-episode arc that hooked me. Funtown, Patchover, and Giving Back. These 3 episodes are what hooked me to this show. This episode is some of the best told storytelling as far as an assault like this in any show ever. And the bad part about that is there is something that happens in a future season in this same vein that is even better than this as far as the storytelling and the way it's all presented and the way the story kind of unfolds. It's even better than this. They took the things that they learned in Funtown and they perfected it. As horrible as that might be to hear. This was a really good episode for Jax, with him standing up to Clay. But more than that, this was a very, very good episode for Clay. This showed how far he was willing to go the kind of person he was, the way his mind worked. This was a really good episode for Clay's character development. So, I do want to thank you guys for joining me. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. So if there's anything you guys want me to see, drop it in the comment section down below. Also, if you guys had any problems personally with the way that this very sensitive topic was presented in this episode, drop that down in the comments. Like, let me know. I would love to talk to you guys about what you guys think about how this very sensitive topic was portrayed in this episode. If I insulted any one of you out there with what I looked at the camera and said, I don't care. Anyway, with that said, everyone else that I was not speaking directly to when I was looking at the camera, every last one of you that is not those people, thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate it. I hope to see you guys on Wednesday when we go to Mayans. Until next time, everybody, I am the Fanged One. I'll see you next time. Take it easy, everybody. Later.